Let's do this Texas style.
Hey there guys, WikiDoo here to bring you another session of the new Let's Play Team Fortress 2. And in this segment, I'm going to introduce you to one of my favorite classes to play. This here is the Engineer. So, what this guy has all bundled up with is a little list of buildings that he could construct, which are sentry gun, dispenser, and teleporters. Each one of them have a very good use to help out with him as well as his team. Starting off with Sentry Gun. Sentry Gun provides area denial so that any kind of tough stuff goes into your field of view, automatically kills it because it just auto-locks right onto them. Like an aimbot. No, we're not thinking of those bad aimbots with snipers. No. I don't know why I brought that up, but yeah. So yeah, those are sentries, good for preventing areas and all that stuff. Dispensers to provide healing and ammo for your team, as well as teleporters to bring them to the front lines very efficiently. Now, I'm not really running out with the default right now, like I usually try to when I start off the segment, but in this case I have a different setup that I like to go for. Let me try to assist taking that out. There we go. Alright. And I'll just put that on over to the side. And that car didn't crush it. I'm surprised. Here, I'll put this right about here now. So as I go about moving forward here, let's talk about sentry management. So when it comes to sentry management, it all comes down to what the team comp is and how well aware the position of your sentry is. Because yeah, when you first start out and you get to a nice juicy level 3 with 2 Gatling guns and firing rockets and all that stuff, you get a couple kills with it. That's all well and good. But of course, once they know the sentry's there, they're going to wise up and they are going to wise up and figure out a way to take care of your freaking nest, because they want to move on with the objective, or to push the other enemy team back at least. So really, best the kind of advice I can give you is to, one, try to whack away behind it and try to repair. Here, let's I guess we might as well place it right down here, and I might as well go ahead and put up an entrance here too. So let's just back out a bit. And another one is to make sure that you have a pretty good team comp in general, actually, because there's only so much that your sentry can do in order to fend off the enemy team. So to keep your sentry more alive, you need to have your team around so that, making sure, your, one big line of defense doesn't get all crippled down. And another option is you have the right-click ability to actually move your buildings around. So if your sentry feels like it's going on a lot of fire, you can move it back. Provided if you can get into a nice, safe spot. And now let me go ahead and put teleporter right about here. And also, in terms of the right place to put a sentry, I mean, in general, when playing Engineer, you want to have a really good map knowledge on where you place all of your buildings. There we go. Have a good map knowledge to know where you're placing all of your stuff. For sentries, it's do you want to place it right out into the open, where it has a lot of ground, but it's more vulnerable? Or you want to place it around a corner where it's a little bit more protected, but it has a limited view. It's kind of the things you want to consider in order to make sure that your sentry is in a nice solid position to really take them out. And now in the case of dispensers and teleporters, make sure that they're in a place that's relatively near the front lines, but it's also protected from enemy fire, most namely. Now in terms of teleporters here, since I'm playing on offense, teleporters is a very good very big top priority to take care of them, because once you have consistent pressure on the enemy team and all that good stuff, get this up to level 3 and you should be good as gold. I'm 25 away. Please, box, give me this. I need more ammo. There we go. And nice, level 3. So now it'll go ahead and do its business. Alright, good stuff. And finished off with level 3. Nice. So everything's in position. Let's see what happens. Now we have a spy to worry about. So yeah, other than your buildings, you actually do have a couple of other tools for you to use. Yes, you do have other tools. Your shotgun and pistol. Don't knock it until you try it. I mean, you are given it for a reason. I mean, to help, like, you know, like, defend yourself at least. But considering about the shotgun, they're given as a sidearm to the other offensive classes for a reason, because it is a nice solid sidearm to have. So at least you're giving that to the engineer as a way of fending off enemies. In terms of 1v1 encounters, you'll pretty much be able to hold your own decently enough. Although there might be some classes that'll edge out a lot better than you could. Here, I'll just go ahead and try to provide support somehow. There we go. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I'm going to give it a damn near shot. No. Place it back here a little bit. So yeah, shotgun and pistol, those are both actually pretty good weapons for you to have. Because, for one, there's actually a lot of ammo for you to go ahead and just spam away with this. Especially the pistol, so it's pretty ridiculous. So if you got yourself a decent aim, it's pretty viable. Hang on a second. It's turning out pretty nicely so far, I gotta say. Here, let me go ahead and see about trying to move stuff up here. Well, actually, let me go ahead and try and assist these guys. Yeah, I should probably go ahead and do the same and move it up my stuff. So yeah, the right-click ability for the engineer. The engineer originally, when the game came out, never had that right-click ability. So when it comes down to, like, you know, sentry placements and all that good stuff, you know, like, once you place it down, it stays there. So you have to be, like, pretty selective on where to put them. Yeah, let's put it right here, actually. There we go. Same thing goes for my dispenser. Let's move that up.
Moving out.
And of course, you have your wrench. Your wrench is your main tool, you know, to repair your buildings, to supply it with ammunition, and are you a spy? You were kind of like dodging me, but no, you seem to be fine. Anyway, let me place this in an offensive position somehow. I guess there's good enough. And also bringing up during the initial construction of your buildings, hitting it will move it up twice as fast. So all those statistics. So that's pretty much the basic stuff that I pretty much covered. So talking about the unlocks that I'm already rolling with, since I'm not using the default right now, so I'm running with a unlock of this, which is the Gunslinger, which is what I personally like to play a lot. Now, when you play with the big sentry gun, you're pretty much playing as the defensive engineer. You guys, you know, have to, you know, stay behind it, you know, having to constantly repair it all the time. But with this one you'll be able to actually build a mini-sentry, which is, whoa, careful. Boom, there we go. And we now auto-scramble. Hey, dude. You need to lose some weight. I'm just saying. Okay, good. We're on defense. Perhaps I can go ahead and show you that off. But anyway, what I was rolling before was the Gunslinger. That's what I like. That's what I like to personally use. Because it changes the sentry to a mini-sentry to pelt out quick, small damage, very easily to disposable sort of deal. You can just lay it down anywhere on the ground without a care. Pretty much when you have that deployed, don't give a damn about it being destroyed, because you know it was meant to be. It was meant to be destroyed. Here, let's get this up. Here, just a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Okay, we still got plenty of time. That's nice. So yeah, Gunslinger is just there as more of like a harasser sort of a deal. It encourages the engineer to be actually more out and about, which is what I personally like to do. I mean, I don't like to stay like right behind here cooped up, just, you know, like whacking away with my sentry most of the time. Then again, if you want solid defense, you know, it's a viable option to, you know, stay as defensive engineer sort of stuff. Though comparatively speaking, it's just quick and easy just using them with the Gunslinger, though. It's mainly used for offense, so you don't see it as much with doing it like on defensive. And if you do see one that's on defense, chances are he's probably going to use it as like support to helping out other engineers, which is something you can do. You can actually help out with, like, you know, repairing buildings to help out engineers. It's always a nice thing to do. This is pretty much the first place that I thought of. So my decision for this is that it covers the area over at that doorway and over down at that doorway. So whenever they come about, well, they're gonna have a nice surprise party. See, Gunslinger is a cheap solution, you know, having to go out and about, being active, and dropping up the mini-sentries, all that fun stuff, so I can be active. And since you're not really managing the mini-sentry as much, it prioritizes you to help out with putting up your dispensers and teleporters first and foremost, so there's not really much sentry management, so it's just go and have reckless fun. And you also get a health bonus out of it. And it also has a weird, like, 1-2-3 punch to it, so that when you do the third punch, it has to be consecutive hits, by the way. Then you do a free crit. That was random. Oh, shit. Let me help him out. So yeah, in those cases of those buildings being sapped, I had to prioritize the sentry since that was the one thing, like, you know, stopping the other team. Now, I'm guessing that Spy's gonna whip around somewhere. Probably is going to switch on over to the other engineer. However, the sapper belonged to a different Spy, so I still have to be wary. Looks like he's using the cloak and dagger. Okay, well, at least that problem's dealt with. Alright, team's coming up. Gotta get into position. Although he's using the quick fix now. Okay, they're dealt with. Huh, okay then. Normally it's a normal Uber that's going to wreck your day, like I said. Alright, I'm just waiting for them. What other kind of options we're going to talk about here? Because I don't know if I'll ever get to them. I'm wondering if he was going to stand on that teleporter. It's a probability. Although we have this part that's doing all the spy checking. That's nice, at least. Oh, there goes that scout. All the spy checks, yay! So yeah, I'll go ahead and talk about some of the other unlocks, because I don't know if I'll ever get to them since, you know, one little tidbit about, like, switching out wrenches, is that if you do switch out to a different wrench, for some reason, all of your buildings get destroyed. It's understandable if you're using, like, the Gunslinger. What? Where was that? Is that sniper over there? Oh, well, I think it was, but I guess not anymore. There. Now, so far the team, for some odd reason, is not wising up. They probably should have like switched to Uber and have a demo in order to take care of this. Then yeah, that would have been a problem. But yeah, as for the unlocks, so you have the Frontier Justice. Frontier Justice is a way of saying, like, you know, if you're the kind of entity that's saying like, oh, all of my hard work has been like, you know, all done for, is like, oh my god, I hate the enemy team for destroying my shit. Well, that's what Frontier Justice is. Having to rack up kills. If you do a kill on your sentry, it counts as 2. Assist as 1. God damn it, that's... Oh, thank you. Oh, that pyro has pretty good ears. He could hear that. Yeah.
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
You know, I'm just gonna let the pyro do this thing. That spy is trying to give me an incentive to, like, stay out of, Oh, fucking crit, seriously? Yeah, the splash damage had to be a freaking crit and all that shiznit, but we're about to win, by the looks of it, as long as my sentry stays up. Yeah, they got it well in lockdown, so it should be fine. So yeah, Frontier Justice is a method of saying, like, you know, like when you rack up a lot of kills on your sentry, and when it's dead, it transfers the kills and assists into crits into your gun, which I think is a total of 35 crits in your gun. So you can pretty much go like on a mini rampage and such. Now, since we're switching teams, I'm gonna go back to the mini-sentry stuff so I can go ahead and show that off. So yeah, there's less of a clip size, so you have to make each shot count. So pretty much what I can do with this setup is that, you know, I just roll out with the mini-sentry and, you know, get a couple of kills here and there, and then once it's destroyed, I can just go crazy with this. And we're getting, like, total of 3 NGs right now. Well, do I want to roll with something else? I suppose I want to roll with something else. What other kind of wrenches do we have? Well, there's Southern Hospitality. Same thing as wrench. Nothing big except, you know, all there is just bleed damage, no random critical hits. Might as well do something while I'm sitting in spawn just to show you these off. And fire vulnerability, which is not going to be a big deal. Because rarely a pyro ever encounters in you when you're at your sentry nest, otherwise, unless it's like, you know, it's an Uber or something. Even then, if a pyro catches you off guard, chances are you're going to die anyway. So having the vulnerability is just like, you know, neglectable most of the time.